Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we have this mess of aerodynamics to get to the moon, and it's not going amazingly well, but we'll try this one more time. We certainly need to be in at least this portion of the atmosphere before we start any sort of a gravity turn, or else we just can't cope with the aerodynamic pressures generated by all of this exposed nonsense. So that's the thing. Ideally, we're up here when we start the gravity turn. Like, maybe I should just go straight up and then gravity turn later on. I'm gonna let SAS handle this heading. If I touch it, it starts pitching in really awkward ways. So yeah, I'm just gonna let these side tanks completely burn out. We're through max Q. SAS should be holding us pretty much on the straight up marker. Our apoapsis is 40 kilometers right now. Make that 50. Make that 60. Make that 70. And make that 80. 90. I'm gonna cut engines at 100. Okay, we're just going to hold attitude. At 100 kilometers, we are going to do a big ol' sideways burn. This is not an efficient way to get to orbit. I would have wanted to gravity turn much, much sooner. But this'll have to do. Something along the lines of this will be fine. Okay, we are still in the atmosphere, so I'm not going to head to the maneuver node just yet. As soon as we leave the atmosphere, and off we go. Now all we have here are reaction wheels, but we have time to get there. This is going to be a 90-second burn, so we want to burn at about 45 seconds. Like I said, we have a little bit of time to get to the maneuver node. But this reaction wheel, not doing so well. Also, it's a little dark here. That'll change soon enough. But hey, we actually made it to space this time. It's always nice. Okay, 10 seconds to our burn. Burning. Off goes our side boosters. And we're going to burn our entire center core doing this, which is, like I said, not the most efficient way to do this, as evidenced by the fact that we're burning our entire second core just to get into orbit here. But our speed is coming up nicely, and the reason I'm doing it this way is because our aerodynamics are just awful. The better way to do it is to gravity turn on the way up. Absolutely. But that just wasn't a possibility with these aerodynamics. Luckily, I overbuild everything, so we're fine. Why is this 242 meters per second? Be more than that, shouldn't it? I suppose it is just a sky crane. Okay, we're finishing it off with a burn from our maneuvering stage here, which we've got plenty of delta V in. And now we are officially almost in orbit. Now we're in orbit. Okay, I'm not going to bother with circularization. I'm going to set the moon as our target, and I have a feeling we're off a little bit on our inclination. So I'm just going to adjust that. I figured that would be the case with the amount of pitching issues that we had. We'll head over to that maneuver node, which we can do much more quickly now. And then we will go ahead and warp to next maneuver. As soon as we get there, which is now. This is only a 74 meter per second burn, so we will be absolutely fine. As I accidentally canceled the time warp instead of leaving the map, which was what I intended to do. Yes, our glorious monstrosity. I'm going to go ahead and extend these Gigantors right now. We're going to have to retract them before we land, but it should be okay. I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of our nose cone right now. Excellent. Goodbye, nose cone. And then I'm going to warp forward a little bit. We want to burn at T-minus 4 seconds. So in 6 seconds. Now. Should be good enough. Absolutely. Fantastic. So right around here, we'll do a prograde burn, see if we get an encounter. We do indeed. Is it a good encounter? Well, maybe. It'll be far more efficient to get this done in such a way that it does something along the lines of this for our encounter. Maybe a little bit faster coming in. Looks like that's the best we can get from this position. I mean, we can get in much, much closer by delaying the burn a little bit. Okay. It looks like this is pretty much the best we're going to get right now. We could get it in a little closer by changing when we do the burn, but this will be okay. So this is another roughly 90-second burn, so we want to burn this at roughly 45 seconds. Let's go ahead and warp to this maneuver. As I once again cancel the time warp instead of opening the map. Or rather, closing the map in this case. Okay, I'm going to continue warping ahead to about 45 seconds. There we go. And we'll just stay locked on that maneuver node as best we can. And we'll see how this ends up shaking out. Also, the fact that we were burning close to our periapsis does actually help us. It means that some of our inefficiencies were recaptured, which is nice. So this is going to be a little bit of a burn. And then when we come over here, where exactly is this base? Right here? Okay. By the time we get there, it'll probably be pretty close to full daylight rather than the morning when we were there previously, which is fine. It doesn't really matter. How much ore can we store? We can store 600 ore in this. Okay. Well, we're going to need a craft that can carry 750 back to Kerbal. So that's going to be a thing. We're probably going to build that largely from scratch. It's going to be a rocket, though, for sure, not a spaceplane. Okay, just finish off this burn a little bit. Good enough. How's that looking? That'll do. Fantastic. We'll do a braking burn right here. Bring this down to somewhere around 15 kilometers. Seems to be a pretty good level. 10 is too low, in my opinion. There we go. Something like that. And then another burn over here to bring that down. Should be good. So let's go ahead and warp to this maneuver. Feels like it should be speeding up a little more than this. I don't know, maybe I'm just used to going to Minmus. Go ahead and orient for this burn, which is going to be a 37-second burn. That's a little bit more than I thought it was going to be, but it should be fine. We've got plenty of delta V. We do have thrust to weight in this stage, right? Yes, we do. And that's 44 seconds of burn. Okay, good to know. So we're going to burn this at, let's see, T minus like 18 seconds, call it. So I'm going to warp forward. There we go. And here goes our brake. And it could be that this is taking into account these Gigantors being extended, which they won't be as we're actually landing. I'm a little unsure about that, but we'll see. I mean, if I crash this into the moon, it's just a loss. And I'll have to go ahead and take the hit. But that's okay. Should be good enough. Yeah, that's fine. At the periapsis, we'll go ahead and reduce our apoapsis down to a similar level. That should be fine. We'll go ahead and orient for that burn, as well as warping to that maneuver, which is only going to be 66 meters per second, which is nice. Because we're going to need some of that delta V on the way down. This is definitely a little more lean on the delta V than I'm used to. Yeah, those tanks are all empty. Okay, good. It's a pair of T100s? Why don't I just have a T200 there? That would be a little cheaper. Whatever. This is a 5-second burn. So I'm going to burn it at T minus 3 seconds, just for rounding purposes. So here in just a little while. There we go. That should be good enough. Yeah, plenty good. Fantastic. Okay, so we're coming in a little bit below where we should be. So right around here, let's go ahead and change our inclination to be something kind of like this. Although, I'd like to overshoot a little bit and have it be a bit more like this. There we go. Something along the lines of that. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and orient for that burn. That's only 47.5 meters per second. It's going to be in T minus 10 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and manually warp forward a little bit here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to just slow down the warp a little bit as we approach. T minus 2 seconds is when we want to do this. Should be good enough. Yeah, plenty good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a retrograde burn around here, but honestly, probably a little further back. Like, I'd rather land on this side, realistically. Something kind of like that. And I don't think... well, there's that crater there. That's a bit of a risk. Let's try moving it over this way just a teeny tiny bit. And we're going to see what that ends up looking like. So let's warp to that maneuver. This here is our... what is this? Is that our base? That is our science outpost. Okay. This is going to be a 40-second burn. So we want to burn this at T-minus 20 seconds. And there's Verkle survived somehow. Seems like we should be right here, but I don't even see it. I don't see it at all. Where is our base? Oh, there it is, right there. I mean, I'm colorblind, so I had a hard time seeing the difference between these two colors, but now I see it. Excellent. Okay, we are coming down, like, basically right in this crater, which is what I wanted to prevent. So I'm going to just cancel this. Set as target. And I'd like to burn towards the target a little bit here. That's away from the target. Okay, so I want to burn basically over this way, like at the horizon line. Just a wee bit. But I want to be back in surface mode. Okay. There we go. We've only got 50 meters per second left here. I'm going to go ahead and retract these guys. We are on surface retrograde right now. And we've now bypassed this crater, so I'm going to go ahead and start killing our speed. Our thrust to weight is, shall we say, not great. And I'm a little bit concerned about this. But I'm going to let us drop a little further. Oh my, what is this shadow? That was weird. Okay, let's go ahead and, this is 22 seconds. Let's begin our deceleration a bit. Okay. I'm starting to get real nervous about our amount of fuel here. I didn't really consider that this was designed for Minmus. I'm starting to get really nervous, actually. Yeah, we are out of fuel. And this is just gonna crash. But hey, this was our closest landing yet. Goodbye. This is interesting. Look how much survived there. Can we do anything with this? I mean, not really. So I'm just going to rename this to debris and call it failure so that I can remember to stop tracking it. This isn't going to be very useful going forward because there's no mining module on it. We could still potentially use it as storage, but I don't think so. Realistically, the Sky Crane just didn't have the Delta V in it. I was planning to have the maneuver module get us a little bit further in the descent, like on Minmus, but that didn't happen because this is not Minmus. So I'm going to have to redesign this a little bit. I'll do that next episode. It is basically time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to just jump back to the Space Center, stop tracking this guy, and we're going to redesign the Sky Crane portion to be actually effective on the moon, which is going to be exciting, but that'll have to be in the next episode. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time. Where's that failure at? Hang on. Debris. I should go through and get rid of all these debris. I'm gonna do that off camera, though. See you all next time.